This video and hundreds more like it available on freePhotoshopVideoTutorials.com. In this video, we're going to learn how to paint across time by using the history brush to paint throughout our history states, which will basically allow us to recover any mistakes we've done in the past, if it's still in our history or snapshots, or to reveal previous parts of an image, and so forth. So I'll show you how this works right now. So here we have an image that I've done some editing to. I'll just show you here. I'll bring back the history states here and go back to when I opened the image. This is the original image as it stands. This is as it was opened, and then I've done several things. I've cloned here one of these guys over here into the image, and I've dropped down, changed the color, and added some nice effects to the image. But and I'm quite satisfied with this image as it is. But there's one problem here. When I was cloning this part here, I actually kind of sloppily did this here, and we have a part of the shadow from this shadow here, and some odd bits here. I think it's here from the top, so it's not actually working out too well here. But the problem is that if we bring up our history palette here, if you don't have that open, it's just window and history if you don't have it in your docs, is that I've done quite a lot to this image. I can go back, in the history states and see what it is that I've done, but I still have that mistake because that mistake was done when I actually cloned, which was, funny enough, the first thing that I did here. I just cloned the part of the image, and that's where my error is. And if I were to go back, I'd have to actually then redo all the other things that I've done to the image. And that's where the history brush actually comes in very useful, is that you can actually paint in the image as it was when we just opened the image, for example. So let me just show you. We have our error, which was at this state here after I cloned, right? So what we can do is click here before the error occurred. So we just go one step before, which was when I opened the image. We can click here, and you have this little icon here, which is the history brush icon, which means that when you use that brush, you'll be painting this image as it is here. So we can go into our finished image here, right? By clicking here, our history brush is still on the open state, okay? So if we're paying attention to that, so as long as we have our history brush on the open state, and we are on the final, step of actually, the finished image here. I just want to correct that bit. I'll go into my layers here, and I'm going to create another layer here on top of the background layer, so that I have a hue and saturation layer here, and another layer. So I just want to correct that in between these, so that the hue and saturation and this layer here are also affecting what I'm going to correct. So I'm just putting that on top. And I'm going to bring up the history brush, which is just right here at the top, the first one here, the history brush. And the first thing we need to do here is just put a brush size that is appropriate. So I'll have something like this size here. And then I will just paint. And what this is doing is it's just going back to that image as it was and just painting that in, right? So I can, for example, just to show you the effectiveness of this, if you're not understanding exactly how this is working, is that I'm just painting in the original image. So if I just do this, I'm just painting back that image as it was before I cloned. So I'll just undo that. And you can see I was able to actually remove the errors in the image way after I had done that error and committed that error, and then went ahead and edited the file. So as long as you have you're in your history, if you can go back to before you made that error, or if you have a snapshot of before that error was committed, you can always go back in and paint with the history brush, and it allows you to correct things that otherwise you would have had to redo the image from the get-go or go back a lot of steps. So that, in a nutshell, is the history brush tool. If you enjoyed this video, show your support by subscribing, rating, and adding it to favorites. Leave comments on our website and we'll create even more videos that interest you.